Alright, what questions do you need to expect from here? So the questions that you need to expect if you're given such is this one here. Let me put it in red. This one here, this one, okay, and even this one. These are the questions that you can expect if you were to be given a test. So let's deal with the same questions. So let's start with question 1, part 5. So it's saying rationalize the denominator of the square root of 2 plus 1 and square root of 3 minus 1. So how do you rationalize the denominator here? The bad thing that you can do is to expand the denominator. Don't expand the denominator, alright, but rationalize them separately. So this is what I mean if I say rationalize them separately. You're going to multiply this denominator with the conjugate for this one, which is the square root of 2, alright, square root of 2 minus 1. Also with the conjugate for this one, square root of 3 plus 1. Now whatever you do down here, you also need to do on top. Alright, like this. Then square root of 3 plus 1. Now 1 times that, the answer is the square root of 2 minus 1 and square root of 3 plus 1. Then here guys, I'm going to multiply conjugate to conjugate like that. So I'll multiply square root of 2 plus 1 with the square root of 2 minus 1. Then square root of 3 minus 1, I'll multiply it with the square root of 3 plus 1. Conjugate to conjugate. I'll leave the numerator the way it is. Alright, I'll leave it the way it is. I'll not temper on the numerator. Then I'll multiply now, I'll start expanding in brackets. Square root of 2 times the square root of 2 is 2. Minus square root of 2 plus the square root of 2 minus 1. I'm done with expanding for this one. Even here I'll expand. This will be 3 plus square root of 3 minus square root of 3 minus 1. So this will be square root of 2 minus 1 and square root of 3 plus 1 over, this is 0. I'll remain with 2 minus 1 is 1. Even this will cancel. 3 minus 1 is 2. So my answer here will be square root of 2 minus 1 and the square root of 3 plus 1 over 2. Don't expand. Don't expand. This is the answer. You have rationalized the denominator. Okay. Now what other question can I expect is question 2a. Okay, question 2a. Question 2a. Like that. I think that's the question. Yes. They're saying express in the form of a plus the square root of plus b the square root of 3. This statement is the same as rationalize the denominator. You need to know that. Rationalize the denominator. So let's rationalize the denominator here. So we're going to have square root of 3 plus 1 over square root of 3 minus 1. I'll multiply with the square root of 3 plus 1. Alright. Over square root of 3 plus 1 plus square root of 3 minus 1. Then I'll expand square root of 3 plus 1 and square root of 3 plus 1 over square root of 3 minus 1, square root of 3 plus 1 plus square root of 3 minus 1. Okay, then I'll expand what is on top. This will be 3 plus square root of 3 plus square root of 3 plus 1 over 3 plus square root of 3 minus square root of 3 minus 1 plus the square root of 3 minus 1. So this will be 4 plus 2 square root of 3 over 2, because this will be 0 plus the square root of 3 minus 1. Then here I'll factorize 2. I'll remain with 2 square root of 3 over 2 plus the square root of 3 minus 1. So this will cancel and my answer will be 2 plus the square root of 3 plus the square root of 3 minus 1. Of course my answer will be 1 plus 2 square root of 3. Okay, that's the answer there. Alright, and then also what can you expect there? You can also expect the last one, which is 5 3 minus, okay, the last one, which is question 3. Question 3 what? Question 3b, which is 5 over 3 minus 2 square root of 3. Okay, this is a very simple one. Conjugate is 3 plus 2 square root of 3 over 3 plus 2 square root of 3, and this will be 5 3 plus 2 square root of 3 over, I'll expand this, okay, So this will be 15 plus 10 square root of 3 over 9 plus 6 square root of 3 minus 6 square root of 3 minus 4, then 3 inside here. When you multiply this and this, 2 times 2 will be 4, then the square roots will cancel. So this will be 15 plus 10 square root of 3 over 9 minus 12. So this will, because this will be 0, isn't it? So this will be 15, alright, plus 10 square root of 3 over negative 3. Okay, so this will be 15 over negative 3 plus 10 square root of 3 over negative 3. And the answer will be negative 5 minus 10 over 3 square root of 3. That is the answer. Okay, so these are some of the questions that you really need to expect, or if you're given in that, yeah, like that. Okay, so let me solve one of each from this. So I'll solve maybe this one, and okay, I can start from this one, and this one, and this one, maybe to see how it can go, so that you can just have really about an idea about how to go about it. We have 3 minus 5i over 4i. So I'm telling you, saying it's expressed in standard form. Now the standard form for this is a plus bi. That's the standard form. Okay, so let's find ways of doing so. Okay, so in other words, you need to remove the imaginary. So you can multiply this by I if you want. What's a conjugate here? You can say negative 4i over negative 4i. Some classes would do this. So you can expand. This will be negative. This will be negative 4i multiplied by 3 minus 5i, right, over negative 4i times 4i. If you want, you can pick I and I, stuff like that, or if you want, you can pick 4 and 4 positive, it's alright. So this will be negative 12i plus 20i squared over negative 16i squared. Alright, but what is your I squared? I squared is equal to negative 1. So this will be negative 12i plus 20 negative 1 over negative 16 negative 1. And this will be negative 20 minus 12i over 16i. Right, positive, isn't it? Okay, then here you can factorize. What is common here is 4. You can factorize negative 4, you remain with 5 plus 3i, right, over negative 16, not I here, the I has gone. Then this in here is 1, this in here is 4. Our answer is 5 over 4 plus 3i over 4. I'm sure that is the answer. Yeah, very sure that is the answer. Okay, 20i squared. Pretty much that. Okay, let's go to the part C. So we have C1 plus 2i over 1 minus I plus 1 minus 2i over 1 plus 3i. So what are you going to do here to express in that? So rationalize this. 1 plus 2i over 1 minus I. Rationalize this will be 1 plus I over 1 plus I. Plus even here rationalize this one alone. Alright. This will be 1 minus 3i over 1 minus 3i. And now let's expand. This will be 1 plus 2i multiplied by 1 plus I, right, over 1 minus I multiplied by 1 plus I plus 1 minus 2i 1 minus 3i over 1 plus 3i, right, 1, yeah, like that. We're just going to rationalize each denominator there. So here you can expand. This will be 1 plus I plus 2i plus 2i squared over 1 plus I minus I squared. Okay, plus 1 minus 3i minus 2i plus 6i squared over 1 minus 3i plus 3i minus 9i squared. But I squared is -1, so this will be 1 plus 3i minus 2 if I replace -1 over 1 minus -1 plus, alright, 1 minus 5i minus 6 over 1 minus 9 -1. Okay, so this will be -1 plus 3i over 2 plus this one will be plus -7, I'll put it in bracket, -5 minus 5i over 10. Okay, and I can make this a single fraction, so this will be 5 in there, there will be 5 -1 plus 3i, right? Then this will be plus, alright, then this will be 1, so this will be -5 minus 10 minus 5i. I'll expand the 5 minus 5, right, plus 15i minus 5 minus 5i over 10. So this will be -10, right, minus 10i or plus 10i over 10. This will be -1, -10 over 10 plus 10i over 10. So this will be -1 plus i. That is the answer. Very good question. Very good question. So what's the secret to this question? Just multiply by the conjugate of this. That's it. Nothing much. Nothing pretty much. Yep. Nothing pretty much there. That's it. Okay. That's how it is. Now let's go to the other questions. Question 5. How do you, so everything away from that is simple. Okay, let's do this. How do you rationalize this? How do you express it in that, guys? So whenever anything involves an imaginary number, so the conjugate should also be for an imaginary number. What is that conjugate here? The conjugate here will be this square root of 3 plus 2i. That will be the conjugate. That's it. So that when you expand here, you're going to expand, of course. You're going to have 1 plus square root of 2i, alright, square root of 3 plus 2i over square root of 3 minus 2i and square root of 3 plus 2i. You can expand if you want the numerator, so this will be square root of 3 plus 2i, alright. When you multiply this and this, it's going to be plus the square root of 6, then the I outside, alright, plus 2, right, square root of 2i squared. If you want, you can, since, just leave it the way it is. I've just told you to, I'll show you what I mean. Alright, leave it the way it is. I just rationalizing the denominator, that's it. So this will be 3, right, plus 2i square root of 3 minus 2i square root of 3. Then 2 and 2, this will be minus 4i squared. So this will be 1 plus, some lecturers would want you to expand, but if they wanted you to expand, let me just maybe expand square root of 3 plus 2i plus, if you multiply square roots, then what is inside the same, it will be the square root of 6, then the I outside, right, plus 2 square root of 2i squared over, this will be 0, 3 minus 4, -1. So now I squared is -1, so this will be square root of 3 minus 2, because this will be minus square root of 2, okay, plus 2i, okay, plus the square root of 6i. So this is a real and that's an imaginary, over 7. That's the answer. Okay, so let's do the last part. So let's do question 5, plot. Okay, how do you plot complex number? How do you plot a complex number? So this is how you plot. Okay, so in the y here, if you have x plus yi, the y here is the imaginary part, then this is x, so this is a real part, real, then this is imaginary. So how do you plot if you have z is equal to 3 plus 4i? So x is 3. You can approximate from 0. 3 is this line, right? I'm just giving an example. Then 4i is found on top here. Okay, so that's a point, right? So I'm going to draw an arrow there, and you start from 0. You start from 0 every time you're sketching. So you have sketched. How do you sketch the second one? -4. So how do you sketch -4? Now the question is, -4 real or imaginary? Okay, so this is yi, this is x, or you can say imaginary. Alright, this is real. Where can you find -4? -4 is found here, isn't it? So we're going to move from 0. It's this one. Just draw an arrow per -4. Then the other one is -5i. Where can I find -5? -5 is found here, so it will be an arrow from 0 to -5. Then 3 minus 2i. Where can I find 3? 3 is found here. Alright. Where can I find -2i? -2i is found down here. So it is why they're meeting here. So you join from 0 to there. Okay, that's how you do it. Now for C and the other one, how do you do it? So for C you have 1, right, over 2i, and then open bracket square root of 3 minus 2i. So here you can first rationalize this, because it's not in you can only sketch them if they're in standard form. Okay, so you first rationalize them. How do you rationalize them? You multiply by the conjugates of each. Alright, don't expand. Alright, don't expand yet, I can say. So what's the conjugate for this one? The conjugate for this one is square root of 2 minus I. The conjugate of this is square root of 3 plus 2i. Whatever you do down, you need to do also on top. Let me write properly. Okay. Okay, I'll multiply with the conjugate. Now 1 times everything is just everything. Now here you multiply conjugate to conjugate. 2 plus I, 2 minus I, and square root of 3 minus 2i, and square root of 3 plus 2i. Then expand what is on top. This will be 2 square root of 3 plus 4i minus square root of 3i, and then minus 2i squared over, here expand this will be 4 minus 2i plus 2i minus I squared. Then this will be 3 plus 2i square root of 3 minus 2i square root of 3 minus 4i squared. So this will be, that will be -1, this will be -1, I squared is -1, y there is -1, so this will be positive 2 plus 2 square root of 3, right, plus 4i minus square root of 3i over, this will be 0, -1, this will be 5 here, then this will be 0, then this will be -1, this will be 7, yes, that will be 7, okay. So this will be 2 plus 2 square root of 3 over 35 plus 4i minus square root of 3i over 35. Now you can sketch this. This is what you're going to sketch. Imaginary and real. Now 2 plus square root of 3 is 1 point something, so this is 4 over that is 0 point something, so you can just approximate. This is real here, so the real, this number, you you can approximate as 2 plus 2 square root of 3 over 35. Then this one is even this one will be in the positive, so you can approximate it as this one here, right? So this one is 4i minus square root of 3 over 35. So it's a point why they're meeting up is why you should join, like that. Okay, so that's a sketch there. That's how you go about. So if you're given this one here, first just rationalize this part. You rationalize this part, the conjugate will be 3 plus 4i. After you rationalize, then you sketch. Let me try it. We're having 5 minus 4i. Okay, we're having 5 over 5 minus 4. 5 minus 4i, sorry. We're having 5 minus 4i plus 5 over 3 minus y. Okay, so this will be 5 minus 4i plus 5 over 3 minus 4i. What's a conjugate here? It will be 3 plus 4i over 3 plus 4i. Okay, so this will be 5 minus 4i plus 5, 3 plus 4i over 3 times 3 is 9. This will be 12i minus 12i minus 16i squared. So this will be 5 minus 4i plus 15 plus 20i over 9 plus 16. Because this will be 0, isn't it? So this will be 5 minus 4i plus 15 plus 20i over 25. So this will be 5 minus 4i plus 15 over 25 plus 20i over 25. Let me I'm having 25. Yeah, we're gonna have 25. If we multiply, we're gonna have 3 squared times, yeah, we're gonna have 25 apparently. We'll then collect the what's this, real and real. 5 plus 15 over 25, then plus 20i over 25 minus 4i. So if you make this a single fraction, 5 times 4 is 20, so it should be 125. 125 plus 15 over 25 plus, make this a single fraction, this will be 20i minus 100i over 25. So this will be 140 over 25, then minus 70, is it 80 I over 25, something like that, right? Okay, so if we tried to reduce this, so you can reduce this, reduce to simplest form. Even this one reduce, you can find numbers that can go into there without leaving a remainder. But your graph will be something like this. Obviously this will be like 5 to 6, huh? So this one will be like 140 over 25 here. This is a line 140 over 25, then negative. This will be like 3. This will be there, okay, which is negative 80 over 25. So while they're meeting up, you just join from 0. You just join to there. That's how you sketch this. Okay, that's how we go about these questions.